Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef. My name's Darien,
My name's Landon.
and today we're here with another DCEU movie. Don't have to say that for too much longer. Um, we're here. What? 2 extra beefs ago, we reviewed Shazam: Fury of the Gods when it came on streaming. And now we're here with the next installment of DC, The Flash. Everyone's least and most anticipated movie.
Uh,
Um.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, um and we'll get into it. We'll break down all the different stuff in the movie, what worked, what didn't work, and all that. I guess we start with, expectations going into the movie. I know at one point both me and you were dogging on this movie so hard, thinking it's gonna be like the worst thing. Why are they
Yeah,
releasing this movie?
yeah. Very interesting because that's what we were doing, and then all of a sudden we hear people going to see it, like some like actors or whatever, like early screenings,
And the
and they were
trailers.
yeah, and they were yeah, the trailers didn't even like really look good either. But then well, no,
No, the
actually the trailers
trailers look good. The
looked
trailers were
good.
good. Yeah, I was like, what are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, the trailers looked good. Um, but then you had all these actors and actors come out saying like, yeah, the movie's actually like really good. And I'm like, and us being confused.
Yeah.
Then, but I don't know. I feel like some of them were paid to say something. I swear they were, because I don't think it's a masterpiece.
Maybe. Well, that's what a lot of people are hating on James Gunn for. They were like, James Gunn. First off, they're blaming James Gunn for this movie, even though he just gave notes for this movie. He did ask for certain stuff to be removed because I mean, why would you set up stuff for the future if there is no future of this franchise, of
Yeah,
this particular part of the franchise?
yeah.
But people are saying that James Gunn was like, "Oh, it's the greatest superhero movie I've ever seen." I'm like, "Well," and they're like, "Well, it's really not." And I'm like, "Well, he can't say that it isn't. He has to say that it
It's
is."
not like yeah, with investors and all that, he cannot.
Yeah, he can't say, this movie's all right." Like literally, like Kevin Feige can't say, "I don't like this Marvel thing." He has to say, "No, I love it. It's great. You have to watch it."
Yeah,
Because that's literally how business works.
and when it fails, he has to say, "Oh, well, we're trying something different,
Yeah,
and we're still trying to, give a new taste and better connection with our audience." Like he'll say something like that.
yeah. And it's different for like something like Guardians 3. He really did think it was his greatest movie he made. But he didn't say it was the greatest movie of all time because he wasn't like conceited.
I mean, or I guess standards, it was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
But but
Um
I remember sitting in a theater and I was kind of like, I almost regretted being there. I was just like, I was like, I can kind of just feel it. I'm not gonna like this. I was
I
like, I was left. I don't know. I was a little nervous.
wow.
I
I
didn't,
I said in there as a point in the movie where I was sitting there and I was looking at it, I mean it's completely into what I was watching, but I was just like, what am I watching?
yeah,
Like I had to like sit back and think. It actually happened at a point where I got taken out of the movie, but I'll talk about that later.
yeah.
Um, but in your expectations, though, you were nervous, basically.
I was very nervous. I went to a $6 movie theater,
Gotcha.
and I was nervous. I wasted $6.
Wow.
um, I was just like, man, I don't know. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I went and saw it today as we're well, I guess yesterday as we're recording this past midnight. I wanted to see it earlier, just time constraints issues. So I ended up seeing it a little bit later than normal.
Yeah.
Uh,
I saw it earlier than normal. I saw it Thursday as we recorded this like
yeah,
last week.
I will be seeing Blue Beetle as early as possible because since it's the first tech, I'm confused, but I think it's the first DCU movie.
Yeah.
Keep hearing so many different things. Um, I think like this whole thing's confusing, but I think James Gunn's being vague for some reason, and I think it's on purpose.
Yeah.
I think it's something's going to be like maybe Comic Con, DC fandom this year. Maybe we might, if they do it, we might get like a huge.
I hope.
Like this is what's going on, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
get more projects. I'd love to get some more projects revealed. Anyway, back to the Flash. I mean, I guess we get it, and that ties into it. So I mean, that's not off topic.
Yeah.
Um, just for all intents and purposes, this movie ends the DCEU kind of.
No, it doesn't feel. I
It
am
doesn't
kind
feel
of.
like it, but it's supposed to.
I don't know if I had some. If I did have a had to be a Snyder fan for a minute and complain about James Gunn, I don't think it really tied anything up at all.
No,
Am I misquoting him? Because I thought he said like, "Yeah, this movie will explain at the end. Will explain everything of what's going on."
no, no. I don't think he said that. He said, from what I remember, and I can pull up the video too if I want to, if I need to, fact check.
But,
But
oh, I thought he said it like kind of makes sense of why these
he
characters are.
said it. No, okay, now I gotta pull it up because you're. Now I'm confused. All right, so while I'm doing this, what do you want to talk about first? Based off, you want to just like get into the characters first, or like overall story?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you will get to characters, or do you? I mean, I'll
I
ask
feel like
before you.
story and then characters. I think that might work.
Yeah, yeah, it works with me.
Okay, so I guess we start with.
The opening.
I, well,
I mean,
if we're doing, okay, yeah, I think so. So the I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm not.
I'll tell you what though. The opening to this movie really like grabbed me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It felt like a comic book.
yeah, it was really. I kind of like after like watching him just order like try to like in a rush to get to work and ordering like his bagel or whatever.
Yeah, because he's got to get all those calories for. 'Cause he runs fast.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know what it was. I was kind of sitting there. I was kind of like looking around. I was like, this movie might be. Oh, okay, I'm kind of into this so far.
Yeah,
And
the, the whole baby thing was a little weird.
yeah, yeah, that was a little weird.
They put
Yeah,
it
but like
even a
it,
baby in
it,
the microwave.
it was pretty cool. I love seeing what's his name as Alfred again.
Jeremy Irons, I think is his
Jeremy
name.
Irons. Yeah, yeah.
I realized watching this movie. I think I realize it once every time I see Ben Affleck's Batman. I'm like, man, I love his Batman.
I like Ben Affleck's Batman a lot.
I know. I was like seeing him talk as Bruce Wayne. I'm like, man, that's the one thing I'm gonna miss. I miss
Yeah,
that.
yeah. If there's one thing I will miss from the Snyderverse or whatever, it would probably be Affleck Batman.
Yeah.
It bothers me because I thought he was like, oh, he ain't like my favorite, but he's like up there. You know what I'm saying? I like
I like the
Pattinson
way
and
he plays Bruce Wayne when I do Batman.
oh yeah,
Okay, James Gunn says the flat. He said Shazam moves directly into the Flash, a fantastic movie that I really loved that resets the entire DC universe. Is what he says.
yeah. I don't
So
really feel that, but still, I don't
I'm trying to
like.
think if it reset. Yeah, I mean, I guess it does. I mean, he did technically fix the universe. He
He
messed it up.
he changed the timeline though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he ended up in another timeline by moving the tomato cans onto the top shelf.
Yeah,
So he did take. So I guess then I don't know. I guess I think things might be explained later on. But
yeah. Is
yeah,
George
the
Clooney gonna be our DC
no,
DC
James
Batman?
Gunn confirmed the other day that is not going to be happening. And a lot of people thought that this Batman would be Dick Grayson because the picture that was they showed for the slate was a picture of Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian Wayne.
Yeah,
But he said no, Batman was Bruce Wayne. So I guess they just used that picture as like a reference. I guess I don't know.
yeah.
It's
Ah,
not
weird.
like your average comic book movie fan
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
be
yeah.
like,
Your average Joe would be like, oh, okay, that's
"That's
Batman.
Batman." No, not like nerds would be like, "Oh, Dick Grayson." I didn't even know it was Dick Grayson. I've never read that book.
Yeah, I haven't either. Well, I thought it was weird. I was like, man, Batman looks kind of skinny there. There,
Yeah.
and there was Dick Grayson. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then it's actually Jensen Ackles.
Oh, God, please, please, please do that, man.
Um, let's
Um,
see. You see,
but
Deadline posted the article. Anyway, like, wait, it's too many tangents. Okay. I mean, the opening. Let's talk about how Batman was handled in the opening. I liked his entrance.
his
So, like, you
interest was
see the
cool.
door opening. You see that, like, Here's and he drops down on the bike and go. I love. Okay, I'm going to say this now. I'm kind of happy that Andy Muschietti's doing the Brave and the Bold because I think everything that Batman does in this movie, other than the writing, but that's not him. I
Yeah.
think like all the Batman action, especially oh my gosh, that fight scene with Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I was like, this is the. I said this is amazing. I can't
Yeah.
believe I'm seeing Michael Keaton do this like
He
Arkham style
he
combat.
he does it like really good.
Yeah,
Good.
so I'm
I mean,
happy that that person is
everything
going to
that
be doing Brave and the Bold.
Andy gets superheroes pretty good.
I think
You
so.
know what I'm saying? Because there was not a single hero I saw in this movie. I just like I was like rolling my eyes at. You
Yeah,
know, like I hate when they're back on screen. Like Ben Affleck Batman, oh God, Michael Keaton Batman, Flash, Supergirl. They still a show.
yeah, both
Uh,
flashes.
yeah, Wonder Woman shows up here for a minute, and
Yeah,
as
with the music,
yeah, yeah. Well, I because that's in there. I mean, I'm knocking this down a point. I will tell you that right now. I was pissed off when I
well, it's
heard
her
it.
theme song.
I don't care.
It's
I
the
don't.
same as if when Superman shows up and you hear the bum 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 bum.
Yeah, but I don't want to do. I don't want to hear it anytime. I don't want to hear it every time. I don't care if it is.
I heard a little bit of the Superman theme in there at some points.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I heard
Yeah,
a bit of the
especially when they show
thing.
Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I heard
But
that.
her Supergirl's music, I caught bits and pieces of it. I think it's more like a darker kind of version of
Yeah,
that.
I was, I was once I saw that last, I'm like, oh, cool, it's Wonder Woman. Da, 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 da. It's like, God dang
Yeah,
it.
but
Uh,
I that a lot of people I know a lot of people are hating on that scene. No, with like the whole him Batman with the rope
yeah,
around him and he was doing all that stuff.
yeah, my ego's
Um,
too big to say
yeah,
thank you.
my I wear this mask because of my trauma. So my Barry comes in with the
Yeah, I don't know what sex is. Or no, what does it say? I know what sex is, but I've never
I've heard
involved.
yeah,
I've never,
yeah. I've never experienced it.
I never
I was
experienced,
like, oh my
which is out of nowhere. I don't know what that's about.
well,
Because
lasso of truth.
well, no, I guess the lasso of truth, but aren't you supposed to like ask a question, or do you just spout random truths about yourself?
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Because Bear, it's weird. Weird. I always wondered that.
There's a lot of hey, they drop an F bomb in this movie.
They drop an
So
F bomb. There's like 20 penis jokes.
dude,
There's
it was
a
crazy. I was like,
lot.
what am
Tell
I
me there's
watching
not a lot.
Peacemaker? Like I was like, this is basically Peacemaker level comedy. It's
Yeah.
not just not.
I'm trying to think what I'm trying to think of like you see Ezra Miller's butt in the movie.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see that.
You see a bunch of stoners going around. Like I mean, it's a bunch of different stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, I bet. I mean, I feel like they're kind of pushing the R rating a bit,
a
or
little. It's
pushing
not too.
PG-13 on that.
It's not gruesome enough to be to get R rated. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
have enough stuff like that.
Well, there's a lot. There's a couple of violent scenes in there, like when the other Barry he gets like stabbed a couple times. Supergirl gets stabbed multiple times. You know,
About a million times.
about a million times. Yeah, infinite times.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, but story wise, okay, this is how I would sum up the story, and tell me if I'm wrong. Because like I just saw it today. It's still not fresh in my mind, but not
yeah,
completely. I've forgotten some parts. But um, Barry wants to go save his mom. Goes back in time. It's basically the story of Flashpoint. They did it in the
yeah,
show too. But it's more
yeah,
expanded than this. Um, goes back in time, saves his mom. Um, I'm lost. He saves his mom, messes up a bunch of stuff. Um, and then him and his past self team up with Batman, who is Michael Keaton in this universe, to take down Zod with the help of Supergirl. And then they fix everything happily ever after the end. George Clooney. That's how I
yeah.
describe the movie.
Pause. George Clooney. There, yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds right. Um,
it's
story in
literally
this is
Flashpoint. If anyone's
it's
read
literally
Flashpoint, there you go.
yeah, you pretty much seen this, and not a bad adaptation, I'd
Yeah,
say. Also, there's a lot of differences between the
yeah,
two, but it
yeah,
it gets the basic spaghetti and the basic spaghetti, straight
yeah.
spaghetti.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
like even to the point like when they find Supergirl, it's the exact same way Superman was found in the book. That
yeah,
is the point, but it's just changed.
it's just Supergirl.
Yeah,
Which is kind of cool because it kind of makes it a bit different, gives something a bit fresh.
yeah. And
Um,
then the biggest difference in the comic is that I mean, Cyborg was there and it was a big thing, and there was a war between Atlantis and the Amazons, but
yeah,
that was like the big conflict. But in this, and then there was also Thomas Wayne Batman, but in this, it's Michael Keaton Batman instead.
yeah,
Which I know I was a little upset about when I first heard. I was like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan
could have
should be,
been.
yeah, could have been Thomas Wayne
Yeah,
Batman.
I like to see the 4 hour cut of this movie because I wonder if maybe the 4 hour cut had the Atlanteans versus Amazons.
Maybe, or then again, it could have been. It, I don't know. I felt like there wasn't enough. I mean, there was a lot of action, and I feel like there was a lot of there's like 3 fight scenes.
Yeah, the fight scenes are probably not the best thing. It's
The
not really.
Batman one was the best one.
That was the best one. I'd say maybe the final battle.
Yeah,
But even then, you kind of get that mixed up of like, hey, it was cool, I guess.
yeah.
Uh, story. I
Let's
mean,
see.
story's not bad.
Did you expect? I mean, I think we theorized this, and I thought it was kind of obvious, but going into it, I kind of forgot. The Dark Flash being the other Barry, but it wasn't technically, but it was.
No, I mean,
You
no,
know,
no, it was him
it
from
was
the.
him from the future. Yeah,
Yes, we did theorize this, and it was almost kind of obvious. Um,
I didn't
as soon,
expect it to be him from the future. I thought it would be him like just turning into that. But this is
uh,
what that version that the Dark Flash, in the show at least, I know Dark Flash is there protecting the Speed Force. So whenever the Speed Force gets messed up, you're gonna get attacked by the Dark Flash.
yeah,
And so that's kind of what they did in this movie, except it ended up being because this was Barry Allen who's just trying to just fix it, well,
yeah.
save Supergirl and all that, and it
Save
goes
the girl,
crazy.
save the man. Yeah, and
Um,
he keeps like going back in time to fix it,
yeah,
but he ends up coming back like more damaged and like looking worse.
because it was a canon event.
Yeah,
Didn't
exactly.
no, what they call it? A cross section injunction. I don't know if they interjection. I don't know if they called it
Yeah.
something like that. Michael Keaton with the spaghetti noodles.
We're straight.
Um, I
We're
mean, it
straight.
made sense.
It makes sense.
So let's see. Not more big plot points we could talk about. Um, I like seeing she wasn't a big character at all. She was in it for like a couple scenes. Patty Spivot, the blonde girl that was Barry's friend. Um, I
Yeah,
recognize her from the show. She was in the comics. I have a lot of comics that she's in where her and Barry are dating.
yeah.
Um, so it's that. Um, hmm, let's see. What did you think of? Like, do you think there's a decent amount of fan service in this movie?
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of the Flash. I don't read many Flash comics,
Mhm.
like, so I can't say like,
Well, I'm
oh,
talking like fan services in like just movie fan service. I mean, like, um, Michael Keaton, obviously, all the stuff with
no.
him. Nicolas Cage, Superman.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So here's the thing. Um,
your average fan wouldn't know. I had to explain to my dad what my Nicolas Cage was dressed as Superman on the screen.
yeah. I had to explain to my friends about that. How was your theater, by the way? Did they
I
react
had
at all?
like 3 other people in there with me.
Oh, it was empty. Yeah, mine was empty as well.
Sound a little
Oh,
muffled there, sir.
sorry. Mine was empty
Uh,
as well.
yeah, I wish I
It was
saw it with a bigger crowd. But I
just to
don't think
see.
many people have seen this or seen the movie.
Well, I'm interested of just how people feel exactly. Because
Yeah,
I mean, my in my head, people, hey, it's like really, are people understanding what a Nicolas Cage Superman is, or they just see it as like a funny spoof?
They see it as like, oh my gosh, Nick Cage. But
Nick
then
Cage,
I did hear from one of the three people that were in the theater with me. Um, Adam West makes a cameo
yeah,
and on there. I heard someone say, "Who's that?" I was like, "Have we failed
leave, leave.
society so hard that no?" So that kind of irked me, but um,
No, I get it. I mean,
I mean that was interesting though. The AI Jake Garrick, technically AI. I don't know, not a real person. CGI face. I don't know.
very, very. I mean, it's no one. I get it's. I
Yeah,
was like really confused. I'm like, you tell me it's nobody?
yeah. It should have been John Wesley Shipp, but it's the
Yeah,
guy who played him in the Arrowverse, and he also played Flash in the old '80s show or '90s show.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I can't think of anything else big plot wise. Honestly, I mean, like
Well,
Zod, his whole
well,
thing.
big. I'd say big thing is Michael Keaton. Or here, do we want to say
You
it?
want to get straight to characters? We could. I mean, this kind of would tie into characters. We talk about like their story,
Well,
what they did in the movie.
yeah. I guess it's first. Okay. All right. Well, it'll be a good purge. All right.
All right. Well, then I guess we can start with Michael Keaton since you were about to talk about it anyway, and
Yeah.
that's basically the biggest one that everyone
Yeah.
wants to talk about.
Yeah. So I have a little issue.
Uh-oh.
Um. No, it's not even Michael Keaton's fault. It's the writing's fault, and this goes back
Oh.
to what we were talking about fan service earlier. I think there's a thing called too much fan service, where they think of like, oh, people go nuts if they hear this, and they say it, and it's just kind of weird. It's like, oh, okay, he says that in the movies. Okay, like I feel like there's only like one line they should have kept, or like one line they should have done a callback, and that was like, yeah, I'm Batman. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
I
I
think
kind of like the "Let's get nuts."
yeah, well, I don't like that one. That's the problem. I just think it's kind of just weird. I don't know. I know he says it in the movie,
I
but
mean,
doesn't he say that for like he says it for a reason? He tries to make himself like look crazy.
yeah, that's what he did in the in the first one, the first
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah. He
But
said,
then in this one, he says that he's talking to Barry and them, and he's like, they're like, "So will you join us?" And he looks at him for a minute. He goes, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." And
yeah,
like, he's like, "You know what? All right,
yeah. Well, see, yeah, I don't care for it. I don't know. Call me sour or whatever, but
Keaton hater."
I'm not a hater. I assure you. I don't know. I'm kind of like, eh. I don't know. And it's not even his fault because he's doing great.
Well,
He's
this movie
doing
was also written by the writer of Birds of Prey.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's cool to hear and all that. I just really, I just, I could leave that line honestly. Yeah, and if I just heard like, yeah, I'm Batman, I feel like that would be a good like, oh yeah moment, and then respect it all the way through.
Yeah,
But they didn't do that, and that's probably my one complaint is they don't really give good lines that really say.
mm.
But his action scene, everything else he does is like really good.
There's no way that was a 70-year-old man inside of that suit.
Oh, is he 70? Are you kidding me?
He's, I think he is right. Wait, let me look. Okay, he
Oh,
might not. He might be a little bit older.
oh, you think he's older? I thought he was in his 60s.
He's 71.
Oh,
Yeah,
he looks
I
good.
knew he was. I knew he was. I thought he was 70. I guess he
He
just
must be
turned.
staying like some good shape, man.
Hey, he's Batman
I don't know about you.
and
I was
Beetlejuice.
hoping we get references to like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this,
We
Fitz.
got some references to the 89
We,
and
we,
92 movie.
one thing I don't remember is, and yeah, remind me on this. There's a part where the other Barry grabs a bag and starts laughing.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah,
Because I don't remember that from the. Obviously, it's a Joker
it
thing.
was in the '89. You remember when Joker died? And there's that
Yeah,
laugh
yeah.
that kept going. It was like whatever. That was the laugh. It was in that bag. I guess Joker had it on him. So that was the exact same laugh I was
Oh,
playing when
really?
Joker's laying on the street dead. I saw
Ah,
that and I was like, oh, so Batman kept that.
I don't even remember that. It's been a hot minute since I've seen those movies.
I thought that was cool. He mentions that he's fought. He mentioned something and it caught my. Actually, no, I'm thinking of Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck mentioned Carmine Falcone's son.
Yeah,
That's who they're going after, and that's the Holiday Killer. That's who
yeah,
Long Halloween's based off of, I think.
yeah. That's exactly what's missed off.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, I
but
can't.
well,
There was a lot of references though.
there was. What was I gonna say? There's one thing that doesn't make sense to me, and I need you to see if you can clear this up for me. So, this relates to Michael Keaton's Batman. So, so Michael Keaton's Batman is, Michael Keaton's Batman and all that. Why is George Clooney supposed to be? Because I thought they're supposed to be
They're
like
the
the same
same
guy.
Batman.
Because there's the same Alfred, same story. It references the other movies.
Yeah,
In fact, Joel Schumacher's next Batman film after Batman and Robin, which is Batman Triumphant, was gonna have the Penguin, Catwoman, Joker, all played by like Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Jack Nicholson, and it was
I
going to also include like Riddler, Two Face, Bane, and Poison Ivy.
trying to think about if there's a way I can relate this to another project. I'm sure this has happened before.
Because I
Maybe
mean,
with
it's
Hulk. I don't know.
I mean,
Um,
I guess they mention it. Yeah, but well, here's the thing. Well, the thing is, Hulk's different because they act like they're the same person. This movie acts like they're two different people.
well, maybe. I mean, maybe it's retconned. I don't know. No one likes
But
Batman and
uh,
Robin anyway.
well, I
So
guess I guess to be fair, you don't really see George Clooney much,
no, it kind of shows up.
but it's kind of. I hope they don't act like him and Michael Keaton are two different people because they're supposed to be the same person.
I mean, I'd rather have George Clooney stay far away from Michael Keaton in terms of Batman. So I'd be
Yeah,
happy
that's
with it
true.
being two different people.
That's true. And I hate to think that Michael Keaton's Batman went from like an awesome gothic suit to bat nips
And a back credit card.
and back credit card.
I don't hate though. Val Kilmer had bat nips too.
Yeah, but it was Val Kilmer though. That's okay.
True. That's true. He's allowed.
Back credit card. Never leave the cave without. What in the world?
Was that the movie? No, Batman Forever was the one where it started. He was like, "Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?" And he's like, "I'll get drive through."
I'll get drive through. Yeah, that's so. Oh yeah, we need to see that Batman. We need to see that Schumacher
I want to
cut.
see the Schumacher cut so bad. I
Yeah,
hope
that's
they
like your
release it on streaming one day.
that's like your favorite movie. You get like an extended cut, or your favorite like.
Yeah, a
Well,
darker version of it that's less like. I mean, I like the whimsical aspects of it. I'd love to see how they do it, like a darker, like serious
they're
version of it.
surely. I mean, if they're gonna get Kevin Smith to do a screening in a movie theater, surely they'll release it at some point.
Hopefully.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
Um,
if they're working on like a digital 4K thing or whatever.
yeah. But Michael Keaton though, I enjoyed what he did through the movie. I was very shocked when they killed him twice.
Yeah, very. Well, I don't say I was shocked too much. I was like, okay. Hey,
Well, I was still in the same mindset that they were keeping him. It's like the original plan was for him to stick around after the Flash.
that
The
was
original one of the original endings was and it was filmed. That was the set photos of Michael Keaton on the steps of the courthouse. Supergirl was there too. Apparently, there's another ending where Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill were there. Um, and then there was the ending we saw. So
I
I'm guessing
remember.
that was James Gunn's decision to do that. Because like, why would you set up having a new Batman if you're not gonna? That would
I
make
like.
everything even more
I'd
confusing.
like to see those deleted. I like to see those deleted scenes.
Yeah, and plus we know Grant Gustin was deleted in the movie too. There's all kinds of cameos that were deleted.
Yeah, Cesar Romero.
Yeah, Linda
Maybe.
Carter, Marlon
Yeah.
Brando. Um, yeah, Michael Keaton. For what it was, I enjoyed it. I was happy he was back. All this Batman stuff made me really happy. I mean, the writing, obviously, not really, but um,
Yeah.
seeing like the Batmobile and all stuff. Like when Barry had that line, or the other Barry had that line where he was like, "Used to see this on the news when all the time when I was a kid," and I was like, "Me too," except not on the news. I just watching VHS of Batman.
I was watching VHS about. Oh yeah, I'd pull up like the DVD yeah off my shelf and just watch it. Oh god, it. Oh man, it was cool. And hearing the music and seeing the Batmobile again, it got me. It was
I
pretty
got the
cool.
most excited, hype. Like, I mean, the Batman got me a little hyped for Batman action, but like when I Michael Keaton glided down, was kicking all these people and doing all that stuff, I was getting so hyped. I was like, "Yes, good."
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Oh, I have less than a minute in this meeting. What?
Oh well.
All right. Let's kind of speed through a little bit. We'll put both of the berries into one category.
Yeah.
Berry one and berry two.
I mean, they're pretty. I mean, I said they're both pretty much the same. Just Barry Two's more goofy and stupid, and that's really
True.
it.
True. And then he turns kind of evil at the end of it, but then sacrifices himself and dies.
Yeah, for
Um,
for
which
the time.
if he dies, then wouldn't Barry one die? His
Well, it's a
past.
different. Well, it's a different timeline, Barry.
Jesus Christ. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay. Well, I can get behind that then. Um, let's see. Okay, so Barry two like didn't have much to do. We saw him get his powers and stuff. I know our theory was that Doctor Manhattan was going to be in it
What
because of the
what are you
like
stuck on?
uh hmm, that, let's see. Yeah, I know you told me something that every time you saw his dad all you thought about was Doctor Manhattan,
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember.
but it's not even the same actor this time.
Yeah, yeah, it
Some other guy.
is.
No, it's not because they had to recast him. Remember, because the guy couldn't come in. The actor who played his dad in Batman v Superman and Justice League and all that. I don't know if it's Batman v Superman. It might have been just Justice League. That was him.
Oh,
That
that
was
yeah.
Doctor Manhattan.
I
This
think
is
the
the recast.
Burrito was. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like, what are you talking about? It is.
yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I was hoping it'd be some type of reference to it because like why not?
Yeah.
Um, like I would have been cool if like I don't know he had a tomato in the middle of his forehead or something. I don't know.
Wow.
He had an old stain.
Um, yeah, I. It'd been interesting though if they did try and Watchmen in that movie. Anyway, what's the Watchmen cameo? The
Well,
multiverse.
yeah. Where's my Rorschach getting blown up by Barry's dad?
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it?
And then Barry could be like, "Dad."
Where's my night owl? Where is Aquaman's brother with Barry's dad?
And
with
Bruce Wayne's dad. I can't forget about that. He was there at one
Bruce Wayne,
point.
Bruce Wayne's dad. Look,
Jeez.
everyone in that movie is like the regular Watchmen have been recast as a DC character besides Jackie Earl Haley
Mhm.
and the girl who played Silk Spectre.
Yeah,
As far as I know, she hasn't.
I don't
Maybe.
think so. And Ozymandias.
And Ozymandias, yes. So three for three,
Um, yeah.
or three for six. I mean,
Um, yeah, Barry. I mean, Barry was Barry. I liked it better in this than I did in other stuff.
yeah, especially Justice League. I hate him.
Is
It
he
just
better than Grant? No. Sorry.
yeah, yeah,
His
no,
well, okay. I really like the visuals while he's running, like how everything, the way they showed that running scene when we first saw him run, and it was like
yeah,
everything was moving by so fast, but you could still kind of see it. But like
yeah,
I thought that was so cool. That's different than what they do in the show. In the show, it's more like um everything's blurry. They can't see really anything, but he's running through.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know. What did you think of the suit?
Yeah. So it looked way better in motion than like in pictures.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the way the boots glow.
I like the way
I
the
didn't necessarily like how the entire thing glowed, but that's
yeah.
very New 52 Flash, comic book wise.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was too bad. I think it was too
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, so that was Barry. Let's move on to Supergirl.
Um,
My personal favorite character in the movie.
personal fan. Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with you. She killed it. She was awesome.
Very, very good. I liked how in this like in universe it switched in this universe. So instead of Supergirl's pod being the one that makes a detour, I mean it was Kal-El's pod this time when they were sent off Krypton. And it was. Am I mistaken, or was that whole thing about like them putting a key in Clark? Was that from Man of Steel? I haven't seen Man of Steel in a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
Okay, because see, that was another thing. I wish I rewatched that movie before I watched this because I would have been like, understood a bit more, maybe some references. I don't know. So I know
Yeah,
this heavily ties into the events of that movie.
yeah. Yeah. Crazy part is like with Zod, you find out he dang found Kal El.
Clark
You
and killed him. Yeah, and
know,
her
killed him.
acting in that scene was actually really good.
Yeah,
But she was like screaming
I,
at him.
yeah. What did you do?
Yeah, and then
Because
she's like
I
full
mean,
on
because
angry.
was like a teenager or whatever
Yeah,
when she was sent away from Krypton, and she was told like, yeah, I have to take care of Kal-El,
yeah,
and then she comes to find out she's back in the real world, out of like from the dungeon, and then comes to find out like, yeah, some guy Zod killed him.
yeah. And while he was still a baby too. I think in the well,
Well, still baby.
yeah, I think the original like first thing is like when she gets like threw off into a time vortex, she gets to Earth and Clark is like way older than
Super
her.
way older.
Yeah,
Superman's like I mean, he's been Superman for like
for a while.
years. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is probably what's going to happen in the DCU. Because we get the Supergirl movie, which I've heard that Sasha Calle, who plays Supergirl in this movie, um, has had talks with James Gunn about reprising the role. So I'm guessing she'll be our Supergirl, which I'll be fine with.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely okay with that.
And plus, if that version of Supergirl that they're doing is supposed to be a more jaded version, like more serious, because she grew up on a chunk of Krypton all by herself and watched her entire family die.
Yeah,
So I feel like she could pull it off. Um,
yeah, definitely.
but I really liked it. The suit I had a one little issue with.
Yeah.
I kind of wish she had red boots.
Oh, yeah. She doesn't have red boots, does she?
No, it's just red at the top, blue the rest of the way. I would think red boots would have made it look more evened out. Maybe some red
Yeah.
accent. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if she had a belt or not. I don't think she did. Maybe like a
I
red
don't think
belt.
she had
That's
one.
when the
If
belt
she
would
did,
work. Normally
I
I'm
mean,
for
it was
trunks, but
yeah, no trunks, which I'm
belt would
okay with.
work.
Whatever. Um, I'm ready. I'm okay. I would be okay if she's Supergirl in the DCU.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. So yeah, I really like Supergirl. Did not expect them to kill her at all. Um.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one at all.
They really just killed all the new characters.
Yeah. Well, they saw her get stabbed. Yeah. Excuse me. I saw her get stabbed, and then I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Oh wait, this is like a time travel superhero movie. This ain't permanent." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was kind of right, where he go back in time, try to fix it, try to change it a different way.
Mhm.
Then you kind of learn the lesson of the movie, like, oh, it's the point is just move on, or keep
Yeah.
going, which
Yeah.
is funny. Um, but I mean, it was, you know, it was just like, oh dang, And then I was like, whoa, that sucks. I hate, 'cause I really liked her.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
It's funny how
Let's.
part of the movie tells you to move on, but they keep like reusing like old stuff, makes you a little nostalgia.
Yeah.
That was kind of
That
funny.
is funny. That is kind of ironic. Okay. What next character? How do you think Zod was handled? He didn't really seem to have the biggest role in the movie.
No, I mean it was. I mean, I'd say it's really no different how
There
it was.
wasn't. Okay. This might be. Correct me if I'm wrong. There wasn't much threat in the movie. It was more just like, okay, I need to get home. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. There wasn't threat to like near. I
I mean,
don't
there
know.
was with Zod, but like not.
It was pretty decent. Halfway through, you hear that Zod's coming, and then they're all like, Barry's all like, okay, well here we got to figure out how to fight Zod, because Superman doesn't exist yet, or he's still in hiding.
How
Excuse me.
dare you yawn talking about this
Sorry.
riveting movie?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was good fun, but like, anyways, Barry's talking about like, okay, well, Clark's still in hiding. He ain't Superman yet. Okay, well, here, how about this guy? Oh, this ain't here. Oh man,
You know,
I wish Batman
Aquaman
was
doesn't
here.
exist on this Earth, right?
Yeah,
None of that
yeah,
Justice League existed besides
yeah,
Batman,
yeah.
and he
Besides
didn't even know what the
Batman,
Justice
and
League was.
yeah, he never heard of it. But I guess they never formed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, so yeah, Zod I think had. I mean, there was a little threat, but like I didn't feel too much. I guess it was just because of like, oh, we've done this before.
yeah,
Um, so there's that. Obviously Zod was accompanied with Feora, I think her name was, right? The girl.
yeah,
She was
yeah,
there. She didn't really have much of a role. She was kind of there. Um,
yeah.
let's see. Any other big characters to touch on? Iris. I mean, Iris was just kind of there.
Nothing.
Iris doing Iris things.
Yeah,
Um, uh, am I
nothing
missing
really.
somebody?
I will say the movie's a bit emotional. It kind of got me.
It didn't get me.
It kind of got me near the end. I thought it was pretty nice. It's
The
really sweet.
the whole thing with his mom was sweet, but it
Yeah,
didn't like get me. Um, they could have got me with Michael Keaton if they tried harder.
yeah,
Um, let's see. I okay. Let's talk about the cameos then. There are a lot.
yeah,
Both vocal cameos and normal cameos, and they're all CGI. Besides one shot, which is of Nicolas Cage, and it's the second time they show him. It's like a quick, brief thing. That was him, not CGI version of
yeah.
him. But I mean, we see Henry Cavill in like all the Justice League in CGI versions.
Yeah.
That's my main complaint of this movie is the CGI is pretty bad.
There, yeah.
Some of it I can excuse because of what the director said, but others I'm just like, no, okay, that's a fake person. That's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, because the director used the whole excuse of, oh, Flash is running, it's supposed to be his perspective.
Yeah,
And if you want to throw that a bone, okay, okay, I can maybe get that.
but that doesn't
It
cover every.
doesn't excuse
Yeah.
it,
Um.
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Let's see. So Henry Cavill was there. It showed. Um. It showed George Reeves Superman. I didn't know that was in the movie. Like the
Yeah, I know
old.
that. Oh, I heard that's like a very like screwed up Easter egg
Well, it's because he
because
killed
it
himself.
literally the movie came out. He killed himself, and the movie came out like the same day as his death, or something like
Oh,
that,
that is kind
something
of.
like that. I can't remember what it was.
That is kind of.
And like it was also like Warner Brothers' fault because they were pressuring him to do more thing. And apparently, it's like a whole thing about a whole like
Well,
thread
there's a whole
about on
conspiracy
Twitter. And I
around
was
his
like, oh
death
my
too.
god,
There's a whole conspiracy around his death that he was murdered too. So I mean, there's like it's a whole
oh,
thing.
really? I didn't know
Yeah, because like some of the evidence was kind of weird,
that.
and the
Isn't
gun
isn't
placement with the
he?
gunshot wouldn't make sense.
Isn't it? Isn't he? Doesn't Ben Affleck play him in like a movie?
Maybe I don't know.
'Cause have you seen that scene where like Ben Affleck is in like the Superman outfit
No,
and like the kid points a gun at him, like a real gun?
I have not.
Not okay. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I think Ben Affleck plays as George, and he shows up to like a kid's event to like shows up as Superman, act like Superman, and a kid has like a real gun,
A
pointed at
movie called Hollywoodland.
Hollywood Land. That's it.
Yeah.
And he has the gun like pointed at him, thinking like, oh, he's Superman, ain't gonna hurt him. And he like plays it off. He's like, yeah, ain't gonna hurt me, but it's gonna bounce off and hurt someone else. And he like convinced the kid to give him the gun, so he won't like.
This is actually a
Yeah,
real story.
yeah, it's a real story that happened, and I was just like,
Take a credit.
whoa,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Um.
see another cinematic parallel right there. Yeah, Ben Affleck's in the movie, so that's crazy.
There you go. Yeah, George Reeves. Did not expect that. I also didn't expect. I'm trying to name them in order, so I guess I'll wait. Next
Uh,
up, I think was
Adam
Chris.
West.
It was. I thought it was Christopher Reeves and then Adam West and then
I thought it
Christopher
showed
Reeves,
George.
Nicolas Cage, and then Adam West. I don't know.
No, 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 no. Adam. It was George, Adam West, Christopher Reeve, then Nicolas Cage.
Okay, so yeah, Adam West was there. Here Cesar Romero's laugh in the background.
Yeah,
Um, that worked a little bit better than the other ones, only because he was in full costume, covering his face and stuff.
yeah,
It'd been cool if Burt Ward Robin got to show up because I mean he's still alive, so he could have.
yeah,
But
definitely.
um, let's see, and then yeah, Christopher Reeves and let me look up the name of the girl that plays Supergirl
Yeah,
because
I can't
I
remember.
know she played her in the old Supergirl movie, but I don't remember. For Helen Slater.
Look,
She also played Supergirl's mom in the Supergirl show.
oh, really?
Uh, yeah, just like the 80s or 90s Flash plays Flash's dad in the Flash show. They love doing that over there at the CW.
Yeah,
So Helen Slater, younger CGI version of her, and Christopher Reeves. Um, they didn't look good they didn't look good at all when they first showed them. The second
definitely
time they
not.
showed him, and they like kind of went back to him a little bit, it looked a little bit better. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I
it
mean,
did.
if they got respect, if they got permission from the family and all that, then I'm fine with it. I just wish it was done a little bit better.
Yeah, it was just done with more care, honestly.
Yeah. Um, there's that, and the Nicolas Cage Superman was awesome, battling a giant robot spider.
Yeah, giant spider. So I saw giant spider, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I heard,
Um,
I heard a rumor that apparently they think about doing like the real movie now of that, but I don't think that's going to. I think that rumor's
they just
fake.
put his Superman on a comic book cover.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. I
That
just don't
no,
think James.
that's news going around right now because they got revealed that on the new Superman cover, there's a variant cover that has Nicolas Cage's Superman on it.
I'm gonna have to pick that up.
Yeah, you can. It's like a new redesigned suit, but
Yeah.
it's all right. Um, trying to see. I mean, obviously we talked about George Clooney. Um, the kind of cameos. You count Aquaman as a cameo at the end?
Mm, no, not
Oh,
really.
that was a funny scene though. I gotta be honest. When he like falls into the puddle and he's like, "This is my home."
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was,
This is my home. It's just a puddle. Uh,
I was like, he's gonna sleep in the puddle. I guess. Oh,
yeah.
I know. I like Jason Momoa. I know he's doing something for DCU. If it's still playing depending on how Aquaman does, if he plays Aquaman or not. That or he'll be
Lobo.
Lobo.
He better
I
be
mean, either
Lobo.
one. I'll just take either one.
I think he'll
But
take
if
Lobo.
he doesn't play Aquaman again, I know they're gonna bring back Aquaman. Maybe if they don't, then I kind of be surprised because he's one of the founding members of just. But
I, I feel
um,
like he's. I mean, I would be surprised he'd give up playing Aquaman to be Lobo.
yeah. Well, Lobo's his favorite superhero
Yeah.
or super. I don't know if you call him anti-hero.
Yeah.
Um, but if DCU, if James Gunn does Aquaman, I think it can't be the manly Aquaman. It's got to be classic blonde hair, that the orange like and green outfit,
Oh yeah.
right? Right, talking to fish kind of stuff. I think it
Yeah.
needs to be that, but make it cool. I mean,
Yeah. Make
he made a guy who throws polka dots at people. Cool.
yeah. Pretty like it's like man. Look at that man. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Now show I'm talking like injustice type Aquaman, not like evil, but that powerful. controls water and stuff like that. I feel like that could be pretty cool. He controls lightning, I think, too, in that.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, your
I believe
microphone sound like
so.
a robot. Um,
Oh God, Lord.
yeah. I think the review's almost over. Let's see. Um, yeah, I thought the post credit scene was funny though. There's only one post credit scene. When it ended, it's all the way at the end too,
Yeah.
so I had to wait through the whole credits. Ugh. Um,
Oh yeah.
once it finished, I was like, well, it's the end of the DCEU.
Yeah.
It
Big smile on
as
my
far
face knowing Zach. Yeah.
yeah, it's over. It felt like the pizza Papa at the end of Multiverse of Madness. Like it's over. Like, thank God.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jack. Yeah, I
Thank
was
Lord.
pretty happy.
Um. So yeah, I feel bad. We touched on a lot of stuff that worked and what didn't work. CGI was my main issue. Some writing, yeah. Other than that, I just nitpicky things. I guess. I mean, you want to go ahead and rate it?
Yeah, definitely.
Um. All right, I'm stuck between two numbers. What do you have in mind what you were gonna?
I'm probably gonna do. We were talking about this earlier, and I think
I'm
I
stuck
have a
between
weird
two.
suspicion. I have a weird suspicion, and that is so. First time I saw the Josh Whedon Justice League movie, I really liked it, right?
Mhm.
And I really like this movie. And now I'm getting like the thoughts in the back of my head because I've seen this for about a week now. I'm getting the thoughts in the head. I'm like, man, I feel like if I see this again, I'm not gonna like it, you know. And there's a lot of things that kind of like bother me. I mean, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really gonna care for this movie now. But I think I'm gonna give it a 7. I
Yeah,
feel comfortable with
I'm
that.
around that range. I'm between 7 and 7.5. I might have to do the first comic book burrito 7.25. I
7.2. Hey, you stapled it. There you go.
mean, I could. I mean, it's part of. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm because it's like the CGI really took me out of it. That was one thing I was going to talk about. There were a few moments, especially the baby scene where he was catching the baby, which is really weird. The microwave. I don't.
Yeah, man.
But like,
I love first.
I was sitting there looking, and I was like, those are such fake babies. I,
Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know, that took me out of it. And then there were a few other instances where I was just kind of like, that's not that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So it just like I don't know. Like I said, took me out of it. So I think
I was trying to
I
think.
think I know what I'll rate this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Um,
gonna. I keep going down because I'm like, okay, this is a 10, -1 for Wonder Woman theme, -1 for CGI, -1 for
it
Rush.
should be -0.5 for Wonder Woman theme because that's not like a huge. That was just for like 2 seconds in the
I
movie.
don't. I don't care. Zack Snyder ruined that theme for me. I don't care. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Um, I think I'll give this movie a 7 as well.
So, all right.
7 all around. For Flash. Um, okay. I mean, what's the next extra beef we got to do? I don't think there's another big movie coming out until August. No, yeah, until August. So
Yeah. I know. I know. We tried to do Batman Under the Red Hood.
yeah, so that should probably be the next one. So we can go ahead and count on that.
Yep.
We'll do Batman Under Red Hood for next time, and maybe we'll take a break and then hopefully give us some time to watch The Boys season 1, so we can come in and talk about that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but I guess with that, you want to go ahead and get out of here.
Definitely.
All right. So thank you all so much for joining us for this episode. Go check out The Flash if you haven't already. If you're a DC fan, we're just would you call this movie a popcorn movie?
What do you mean by a popcorn movie
Like a
exactly?
movie that like you don't necessarily have to like pay 100% attention to. You could just kind of eat your popcorn, sit there, and enjoy watching it.
I feel you gotta pay attention a bit to kind of know
I
what's
mean,
going.
yeah, but like I mean, like obviously you have a little bit of attention being paid, but like just sit like I feel like anyone could just sit down and enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think any age will enjoy the movie. Definitely. Yeah, I think it has humor all around. Um, I
yeah,
mean, definitely. I'd say popcorn movie. Yeah.
yeah. So like I said, like, go check it out. You don't have to listen to our opinions. You can make your own opinion. This way, this always works. But with that, I guess we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.